Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Lil Chink, and today I'm gonna be going more in depth on my shelf. Now I know that I made a previous video on it, but I want to give you guys better content because honestly that video is trash. So let's get into it. So the first series we have is a Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Now this was actually my first premium collector's edition type of set, which is why it's kind of special to me, and honestly I think Sentai did a pretty good job. So pretty much the story is about magical knights that are also known as blazers. It follows Iki Kuragane, who is known as the Failed Knight. At his school he meets Stella Vermilion, who is considered to be a genius. The two don't get along at first, but form a relationship throughout the season. I actually really enjoyed this series and honestly hope for a season 2. But yeah, if you haven't checked this series out, I would definitely go do it. Next up, we have seasons 1 and 2 of Noragami. Honestly, this series is so good. The story follows Yato, a lesser known god that works odd jobs so that he can build his own shrine. One day, on a job to search for a cat, a girl named Iki Hiyori sees Yato chase after the cat in front of a bus. She pushes Yato out of the way, but gets hit and disconnects from her body. But if you guys like action and comedy and anime, you'll definitely love this series, so go check it out. So next up we have ReeRo. So yeah, I actually really like this series. So I double dipped. I have Funimation's release, but I also imported the Japanese release. So yeah, pretty much the story follows Subaru Natsuki, and one night after leaving a convenience store, he is suddenly transported to another world. So yeah, this is an isekai type anime, and honestly at times I did feel the series could be a little repetitive, but honestly I really enjoyed it, so if you haven't seen it, I would definitely give it a try. And I do know I say this a lot, but Rim is best girl, but let me know in the comments if you like Rim or Amelia better. Next up we have both the box sets for Parasite. I actually really enjoyed this series and I've honestly watched it 3 times. In this series, worm-like parasites plague the earth. One night Shinichi Izumi almost gets infected by the parasite as it almost enters his ear. The worm burrows itself into Shinichi's arm. Since Shinichi was able to prevent the worm from going to his brain, the parasite takes over his arm and gains separate intellect. Now this series does often get compared to Tokyo Ghoul, but honestly I can see why because they have a lot of similarities. And honestly this series is really good, so if you haven't checked it out, go do it. Next up we have Terror in Resonance. The story is set in an alternate present day Tokyo that undergoes a devastating terrorist attack. The group known as Sphinx are actually 2 teenage boys named 9 and 12. Now this was a blind buy and I actually really like the series and it has a pretty good art style. The colors were pretty bright but yet they still remain dull. I personally haven't seen another anime like this, so if you're looking for something more on the unique side, I would definitely check this out. Next up we have The Testament of New Sister Devil Season 1. When I first saw this anime, the first thing that came to mind was High School DxD, I'm not even gonna lie. The story follows Basara Tojo of the Hero Clan. One day his father suddenly decides to get remarried and informs him that he will be having 2 new sisters, Mio and Maria. Soon after his father leaves, Basara finds out his sisters are actually a part of the Demon Clan. Going into this anime, I actually underestimated it, but my opinion was soon changed after I watched it. So next up we have all of Season 2 for Sword Art Online. Now I mainly put this in here because I actually have a pretty funny backstory behind how I got these. So at one point Right Stuff had a sale on Aniplex stuff and I didn't have enough money, so I sold 2 Xbox Ones just so I could get these sets. But yeah, I kinda do, but I kinda don't regret my decision, but yeah. Next up we have the collector's edition of Seraph of the End. So how I actually found out about this anime was one of my friends back in school told me about it and he said it was about vampires and it did not sound interesting at all, but I finally came around to watching it and it was really good. In the series, vampires spread a lethal virus around the earth, killing most of humanity and enslaving the rest as livestock. Yu and his friend Mikhaila plan to escape to the outside world, except their plans result in chaos as only Yu escapes. As the only one out, Yu is taken in by the Japanese Imperial Demon Army to fight against the vampires. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this series, and honestly I hope there's a season 2 because the ending will literally make you want more. So the last set we're going to be looking at today is the collector's edition of Tokyo Ghoul. Now I do have mixed feelings about this series. Unlike the manga, the anime is not the best depiction of the story. In my opinion, from an anime standpoint, Season 1 did a really good job of catching my attention, while as Season 2 and 3, things started going off. Especially with Season 3 as the art style and animation downgraded. From there, it felt rushed and I felt as if there were many gaps unfilled. Nonetheless, I still do love this series because it is kind of where I started, but if you want to get the best telling of the story, I would definitely read the manga. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Also, follow me on all my social medias to stay up to date with announcements. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. Peace.